Hey team, this video is suitable for anyone, but if you are a cyclist or a runner or an avid walker, there are muscle patterns that we see all the time. So there's areas that are tight, areas that definitely need some flexibility and some strengthening. So to keep you doing what you love the most, keep you injury free, give you the most efficient style when you're out there on the tracks or the roads, then I'll take you through a few exercises that are some of my favorites. So we're going to start now. I'm going to take my feet together. I'm going to open out the toes and open out the heels. That brings me parallel feet. Taking the toes nice and wide, I'm going to press down into the mat so I can engage my legs, feel things tighten. Tailbone down, lengthen up through the crown, feel my lower tummy drawing in, tighten my belt, zip and pull in those tight pants. So we're going to draw in that feeling of everything coming into midline. As I grow tall, as I push down through my feet, I feel my shoulders drop. I feel that length coming up through the spine and my center starts to engage. Now, if you think particularly a cyclist on a seat, you need to be able to keep that length. You need to sit actively rather than sit passively on the seat and expect your legs and that leg strength to get you through. If we can hold that feeling where you're sitting tall, you'll find that your head and neck position on the bike will be far more efficient to be able to hold you through to the end of the ride without that neck pain creeping in. So we're going to stay up here. And then we're going to release these legs and we're going to reach through and then come up tall and reach through and come up tall and reach and tall and reach and tall. Now reach down and stay here. Come onto the toes for me. Balance. Keep pulling in through that center. Now I'm still holding that length through the spine. It feels as though you could be sitting onto a bicycle seat here. So we're going to keep that sense of length as we reach tall. I'm going to come down with the bent legs. And then I'm going to reach up tall. I'm going to come down with the bent legs. Well done. Tall. Down with bent legs. Give me one more. Reach. Down with bent legs. Working that combo between hamstrings. Let's do one more. Between hamstrings and quads. Holding that nice strong center. Holding strong. And up we come. We're going to take a little bit of side balance here. So I'm going to take one foot out the side. Take a hand out the side. Now I've got one stabilizing leg, and of course now the center of this movement to hold is the pelvis. I'm going to take my leg off the floor. I'm going to tap my knee in front, and I'm going to reach out again. So I'm having to stabilize here. Now if we can, we're going to take the toe and keep it touching. You can use the floor to touch, but see if you can keep it floating. See if you're able to hold the stability on your standing leg, and the floor's there if you need to tap at any point. Have a go, even if it's every second one. Reach, tap, reach, tap, reach, tap, reach, 2, and 1, reach, other side. So again, strong actively, reaching out, opposite hand, toe and hand, reaching across to tap that knee and extend, stretch it out, tap, reach, tap, reach, tap, reach. So again, you can tap the toe down if you wish, but have a go at taking it from that floor. Tap, reach, give me 4, push that leg back out, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. I'm going to come onto my side just so you can see clearer what I'm doing. I have the same foot pattern. I have my toes spread out nice and wide. I'm going to sit down. I want you to imagine that your sitting bones are perching on the edge of a stool. So we're reaching back through those sitting bones, finding that seat, perching on that stool there. I want to peek down and check my alignment, that my knees are over those toes. I want to be able to hold that alignment. And just watch if you are the type of person you know that knees want to knock in. That's a little bit of a sign of the strength that you're needing to build back here through the extensors and into those glutes. So we're going to keep an eye on those tracking lines, pulling through the center. And you can have a hand on your knee here. If you think, I am feeling this through my center already, I'm really got a lot of work to do, you can have a hand resting on that knee to give you extra support. Otherwise, hands are floating off. And we're going to take one arm and we're going to reach it forward. And then we're going to switch. Reach. Reach. And reach. And reach. And reach. And in and up, just to release that common position that you're stuck in. Just come through, squeeze the glutes, open up the hip flexors. Down we go again. We're going to mix it up with some single and some double arms. Perching back on that stool, find those sitting bones reaching up for the seat. We're going to have one arm, and then switch opposite arm. Move both arms reach. Pulling back through my sitting bones. I'm reaching through my fingertips, but I'm pulling back, keeping that sense of length in the spine. Again, single, single, double. Nice job. Again, single, single, double. Stay here, stay here. Can we raise onto the toes? Hold. Push the heels down. Raise on the toes. Hold. Push the heels down. Twice more. Lift the heels. Push down. Once more. Lift the heels. Push down. Up again. Release. Release. Have a little bounce around. Jiggle, jiggle. This time I'm going to change the arm pattern. Imagine you have to reach back for some food, drink, water, something behind you in the seat. So we're going to sit back with those sitting bones, pulling them through that center again. Find your stool, find your seat. I'm done. So we're going to reach up through here. We're going to pull ourselves to the side. Imagine you're reaching stuff back. Reach forward, pull to the other side. Reach and stretch. And again, I still have that sense of pulling back through my sitting bones. Pull and twist, reach, pull and twist. Give me 3 more. Reach, pull, reach, pull. Got 1 more. Reach, pull, and up. Again, just that sense of opening up those hip flexors again. Wriggle, wriggle those legs. Well done. If we take that exercise through into more of a side reach. So if we come up and reaching with both hands, and you can even overlap your hands to keep that sense of reach across. And then think about the opposite leg. So before we did our reach without any trunk rotation, so this time we're going to add it in, and I want you to pull and come across to that knee, and we're going to come right onto that side. Out, knee, and then continue to the side. Out, knee, continue to the side. Out, knee, continue to the side. And then we're going to step up this beginner intro style to it, and we're going to take it right across that body. Let's have a go here now, reaching across, and we're going to turn and stretch it out, turn, reach it out, turn, and again. Give me 2 more, twist, and twist. Let's take that to the other side. Again, we'll start with the nice intro position, so overlapping those hands, we have that extension, reach across the body, tap the knee, and then get that side twist. The reason for slowing this exercise down is sometimes when you turn the head, it can throw that vestibular system out. It can make you wobble. Now, you don't want to have that on a seat either. You don't want to have that on any of those trails, but it's just introducing that spinal twist in more of a control pattern. So you've got that time for your body to feel what's happening and adjust. Again, tap and twist. Let's step it up, team. So we're going to open and turn. Reach and turn. Reach, turn. Reach, turn. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. I'm going to take us onto our knees. I'm going to put my knees at the front of the mat, so I've got some padding underneath. Doesn't matter how much, it just makes it a little nicer for your body. Check back behind you, make sure your toes aren't tapping. They've got the nice train track alignment still. You're going to tuck your tailbone down here. Now again, it's that sense of opening up these hip flexors, giving them any opportunity that the glutes have to engage to press and open your hip flexors. Essential running, cycling. So tailbone can be thought of being tucked down slightly to give you that sense to feed into those glutes, to open the hips. We're going to play with our arms. So we're just going to start with our arms reaching in front. I'm going to pull an elbow back and reach. Pull an elbow back and reach. And then turn and look at that elbow and reach forward. Turn and look. You know the nice thing about being down on our knees here, so half the height, is you can feel what is happening in your hips a little clearer. Kind of drops a couple of joints out of the equation. So if you feel like you're really wanting to over twist in the hips, then you can feel it a lot clearer, and you can adjust, and you can hold, and you can switch those glutes on and get that really lovely feeling here. Let's go into our goalpost arms. We've got one arm up and one arm down. Here I want you to press back. I want you to work the extensors in the back. I want you to squeeze and switch. Squeeze, switch, squeeze, and squeeze. So a little pulse. Squeeze and squeeze. Switch. Squeeze, squeeze. Switch. Squeeze, squeeze. Switch. Squeeze. Keep keep those glutes working. Don't feel yourself sitting back and losing that hold of the glutes. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze in between the shoulder blades. It's our posterior chain, it's our extensors working. We're holding this length. 2 and 1. Well done. Let's come down on our side, onto our elbow. Again, a really nice way to find that stability up on your seat, or just to be able to have that strong pelvic unit connecting to your center. Holding your alignment while running is to be able to find these obliques. I have a soft V here, so I'm not on a completely straight line. I have a soft V because I've got to come up and present my hips forward. The key thing here is shoulder placement. I don't want to have my shoulder up here tapping on my ear. I want a big distance here. So I'm going to think about pushing my elbow into the mat. That drops that shoulder blade low. It creates length and space up here, all protecting our shoulder joints. From here, so press down through that elbow, strengthen here. We're going to lift these hips and present them forward. So I have to squeeze the glutes to do that, opening up the hips, which we really want to do in this video, and then take your time to come back down. The key thing as we lift again, squeeze and come forward, is not to drop here. We want to keep working hard up through the upper body. If you need that prompt at elbow to lift the hips every time, then cue it to yourself, all right? Push that elbow. You can always just think, set, go, giving yourself that chance to be ready. I'm going to add a little extra leg lift at the top here, increasing our stability, our challenge. Press that elbow, lift up and forward with the hips. Just take a knee up for me and lower. Take a knee up for me and lower the hips down. Okay, you're going to feel that feed into that obliques nicely. Let's repeat. Elbow down, lift and forward, squeeze, and 1, 2, and take it down. I'll do 2 more of these. Press down, lift the hips, forward, squeeze, up, and down. Give me 1 more. Press, lift and squeeze forward. 1 and 2. Now we can stretch out that side by coming immediately up and over into like a mermaid stretch. You can reach out with your hand. If your knees don't want this, you can have your legs straight in front, or we can drop that hand across the legs. Now I want you here to think about flaring the ribcage open. Breathing in, lifting those ribs, lifting the elbow. On the inhale, exhale, lean over into that stretch a little more, reaching through or reaching out, whichever's most comfortable for you. Again, breathing in, lift and flare the ribs, reach higher with the elbow, and then exhale, take it over to the side a little more, feel the stretch. And back down, swivel around. We have 2 sides of the body. You've always got to remember to keep it balanced in your exercises. So again, just a shallow V I'm setting up. Most important, most crucial is that protect our shoulders. We want to press that elbow down into the mat. We are lifting and squeezing the hips. Hips come forward, glutes are working, and then take our time to lower down. Up and squeeze. I'm going to highlight again, we're trying to keep this shoulder nice and low from the ear. Sometimes in class I'll cue people that you've got a really long spiky earring, and as you rise up and lower, you don't want it to drop and spike you on the shoulder. So we're just keeping that nice sense of height. Elbow press, lift, squeeze forward, and take it down. Up and squeeze forward, and take it down. Give me the double leg lift now. So we'll set, push up and squeeze. 1 and 2 and lower. And again, push, lift and squeeze. 1 and 2 and lower. We've got 2 more. You're halfway. Press, lift and squeeze. 1 and 2 and lower. Give me 1 more. Breathe. Exhale, press, lift, squeeze. 1 and 2 and take the hips down. Again, into that mermaid stretch, coming up and over. And it can be wherever you feel most comfortable, but the key point is breathing. We want to inhale, spread the ribs out nice and wide, open that side. As you exhale, hold there because the rib cage wants to draw back together again, and that's what we can find and tackle into that stretch a little deeper. Take an inhale once more for me. Open the rib cage, lifting the elbow. Exhale, lean into it. So good. Well done. From here, we're actually going to drop into our backs. It's quite nice to do 2 stabilizing exercises for the hips here. So nice and long through the back of the neck. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath so we're wide across the chest. Lift and take the hips further down from the shoulders. So already we find ourselves with nice length. Check in here. Now I feel the front part of my hips, the bony protuberance that sits at the front, the ASAS, and make sure they are level, right? Sometimes we are naturally skewed to one side. So just making sure we start off with a really good movement setup. We're going to take one leg to tabletop. You need to exhale. You can let the rib cage soften down. We're going to draw in through the tummy here. We're going to hold that back position, sitting nice and close to the floor. Bring the other leg up and then lower and lower. Breathe in. Exhale. Draw in again. What you don't want to have is your low back lifting out of our neutral hold. So we're just able to hold our spine in this position. We have the length. We're using our strength through the low tummy. And we are holding this alignment. We are stabilizing. Lift, lower, lower. We're going to repeat with the other leg lifting first. Give me 3 of these. Lower, lower. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Last one. Lift, lift, lower. But I'm going to be cheeky. I'm going to get to come up. I'm going to hold. Hold up here for me. Drawing through that center. By holding the legs up here, they weigh a lot more than when they're on the ground. And you might feel more of a need here to really pull in through the low tummy. If you need to adjust, just give yourself a wriggle. Never feel like you can't reset your position. Safety is key. So making sure we've got that back nice and close to the floor. Drawing and using our front strength to hold that position. We're going to toe tap down and bring it back up. Toe tap down. Now tapping close to the bottom is easier. Less pull through our back, less strength required through our center. And as we start here, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Are you relaxed in your shoulders? And that's a bit of a test run about what your strength and stamina is like. So I want you to be able to use these legs, use this toe tapping, but completely stay relaxed in the shoulders and neck and jaw. All right, if you're tense here, let it go. And just take the strength that we need back down and draw in tighter through your center. And you can play here, you can start to tap further down the mat. You can use your exhale, dropping that rib cage in to feed in and give you more strength into that anterior, into the front, reaching further away, increasing that challenge for you to be able to keep that back nice and stable. 2 more, tap, lift, and draw it in. One nice thing we can do now is we can play with a little bit of crisscross work, but we're actually going to take our upper body up. We're going to loop the fingers together, take it behind the head and neck, and what I find here is it means that your head can relax into the hands. It's nicely supported, it keeps your neck nice and relaxed, and also keeps that length up through the neck and the spine. So we're going to hold here, but I'm going to draw forward enough that I can feel my shoulder blades lifting just from the floor, and if I wriggle around and check, that lower point of my shoulder blades can just press on the floor or just be off. I'm going to have one leg down, one leg up at tabletop here, and I'm going to be coming in and reaching across for the opposite knee, and then I'm going to switch and switch. It's a really nice oblique play here, keeping stable through my center, so I'm not going to wobble and roll off the mat. 2 more at this speed, and then we're going to go faster for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet down, and we can lower down. And breathe in here. Release your diaphragm, release your ribcage, take some air on board, and we come through for round 2. Tend to do 4 rounds in class, so if you like this one, you can repeat again. Exhale, draw forward. Again, check that shoulder blade position, leg and into across to that knee. Switch. We start with our first 8 at a nice slow pace. I want you to feel the movement, feel that center engage, drawing across. You're having to reach for the elbow, drawing that knee in. Last 2 here, across, across. Get ready, team, fast. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. All right. Our other leg that was on the floor, we can play with an extension to that. So if you are at a higher level competition, your strength is okay in that one, we'll do one round now at a step up level. So again, the fingers are back, supporting, we draw forward, one leg in to meet, the other leg can extend long, and then we switch. So it's a bit like our single leg stretch, where we reach and stretch, and we press out and down the mat. Push, 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 push. Let's go faster. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and in. Now you can just give yourself a little wobble wobble side to side, release, release, release. Well done. Awesome. A couple of other nice little exercises, the stretch video that I loaded up recently, so you can play with that one, but there's that head and neck control, being able to maintain that upper body positioning, holding onto the handlebars, or even if you're laden with a big pack. So if we come over onto all fours, having that strength in our center to be able to hold and stabilize our shoulder pattern. So I'm going to tuck my toes under here. We're going to do our leg pull prep. So from this position, I'm going to be pulling up through my center. That's the lift, shoulders set nice and low, length through the back of the neck. So I'm working that neck, the neck flexors are drawn in to be able to hold, so I'm not dropping that chin forward. I'm going to hold those shoulders low, and I'm just going to float the knees. They're just an inch off and lower, nice and simple. Again, exhale, float, and lower. Exhale, float, lower. And give me one more. Float, and lower. Now we're going to take a leg back and in. Nothing else wobbling, we're holding our position. One more each side. And in, back. And I want to add that into our knee lift. So if you can, we're going to float the knees, reach back with one toe, tuck it back in. Other side, reach, and tuck it in, and drop the knees and breathe. So repeat that one. Exhale, float, tap, and in, tap, and in, and lower. All going well, we're going to add in a leg lift. So the leg's going to reach back, lift, down, and in. Once more, back, lift, down. I'm going to add that into the toe lift. If you can, join along. We're going to float, tap back, lift, down, and in. Other side, tap back, lift, down, in, and lower. Should we do one more? All right, shoulders nice and low. Let's go. Exhale, float, tap it back, lift with me, down, tuck it in. Other side, reach back, lift, down, tuck it in, and lower. Okay, really nice. You can feel where it's going. You can feel that strength. Even if you just did a couple of these exercises once during the week, twice during the week, you're going to start to feel that right muscle play working. So just reaching it up, give yourself a little stretch. A nice stretch here for our lats. If you've got a ball or anything, you can reach forward on the ball. But I'm going to reach and overlap the hands. I'm going to peek through. So I'm going to turn peeking through, and I want to pull back and sit through those hips. So I'm getting a turn, tucking that stretch down into the lower lats, the muscle group below the shoulder blade. So I'm reaching through these arms. I'm pulling back through the hips. Play with your breath here. Breathe it in and exhale. Feel the stretch deepen as you draw that rib cage down. Take that to the other side. Overlap the hands, peekaboo through, turning through, and then sitting back, reaching back. Feel that stretch down through the back of the shoulder blade. Again, let's play with our breath. Inhale. Exhale. Deepen it, deepen it. And release it back. Well done. So I hope you enjoyed. It's just a nice short series, but a nice combination with all the exercises just to give you a little bit of extra play, hopefully keeping you more efficient on the bike and to be leader of the pack. Well done. See ya.